Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going deep on something you might not think is all that exciting,
Oh,
but it's actually super important to businesses. We're going to be talking about B2B notebook procurement.
B2B notebook procurement.
Yeah, so before you tune out thinking this is just about buying notebooks in bulk,
Okay.
think about it more like custom-designed planners for conferences,
Oh,
company-branded journals for onboarding new employees.
yeah.
Like, it actually gets really interesting when you start thinking about all the possibilities.
It's true. It's definitely more than just hitting add to cart on Amazon.
Right. And that's exactly why we're doing this deep dive.
Yeah.
We're looking at this source, B2B notebook procurement, a streamlined ordering process,
Mm-hmm.
and it's full of insights from an industry expert who's been there,
Oh,
done
wow.
that,
Mm-hmm.
and probably has a few stories.
I bet every business owner I've worked with has at least one horror story about a bulk order gone wrong.
Oh, totally.
Oh, yeah.
This source dives into some of those, like, common nightmares.
Yeah.
Had you ever dealt with, like, unclear lead times?
Oh, absolutely.
That waiting and not knowing if your order's going to show up in time
For sure.
for that product launch or client event?
Unclear lead times can completely derail a marketing campaign.
Oh, for sure.
It's not even just the delay itself. It's like the ripple effect it causes.
Yeah.
You miss deadlines, got to scramble for last-minute alternatives,
Oh, yeah.
and then you risk damaging your brand's reputation if you can't deliver.
It's a total domino effect of stress.
Yeah.
And speaking of stress, let's talk about pricing,
Okay.
like those complicated pricing structures.
Yeah,
Sometimes it feels like suppliers are speaking a different language
it's
with all
true.
of the jargon and the variables involved.
It start throwing around terms like MOQ and landed cost.
Right.
You just feel lost.
And the worst part is that all that stuff can hide extra fees or costs.
Yeah,
So you think you've got a great deal, and then bam,
right.
you get hit with some surcharge.
Oh, yeah. For customization or expedited shipping,
Exactly.
it makes you feel like you're being tricked.
Totally. And that's why it's so important to have transparent pricing.
Absolutely.
It's not just about getting the best deal. It's about building trust
Mm-hmm.
with your supplier.
Yeah, a good relationship is key.
But even with a clear price, there's still that fear of quality control.
Oh, yeah.
You know that feeling when you open a box and it looks nothing like what you designed?
Ugh, I've been there.
It's the worst,
It's a nightmare, especially with custom branded items.
for sure.
Like, that's your company's image. It needs to be, right?
Exactly. And it's not just about how it looks either.
True.
What if the paper's bad, the pens bleed through, or the binding falls apart?
Oh, yeah, that reflects poorly on the brand.
Yeah, it sends a message about your attention to detail
Mm-hmm.
and the value you place on quality.
And in the B2B world, perception is everything.
Totally.
Yeah,
This source even says a bad batch of notebooks can damage your reputation with clients
definitely.
and even impact employee morale
It's true.
if they're using bad materials.
It's interesting. A lot of businesses focus so much on price
Mm-hmm.
that they forget about these other important things.
Right.
Clear communication, pricing, quality.
Yep.
They end up saving pennies up front but paying more later.
It's like penny wise and pound foolish.
Exactly.
So how do we avoid falling into that trap? What are some practical steps to make B2B notebook procurement less of an headache?
Well, that's where the source gets really interesting.
Okay.
It goes beyond just problems and offers solutions.
Okay, I'm listening.
It talks about a streamlined ordering system.
Okay.
And it's not just about making it easier for the buyer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a win-win for both sides.
Okay, what does that even look like for notebooks?
Imagine an online platform just for bulk orders.
Okay.
You put in everything, quantity, design, paper type, shipping,
Okay.
all in one place.
So no more back and forth emails
Exactly.
or confusing spreadsheets.
Just a clear, easy-to-use interface.
That sounds pretty good.
Right.
But wouldn't that be a huge investment for suppliers?
It's an investment for sure.
Yeah.
But the source argues it pays off in the long run.
Okay.
Less errors, fewer delays,
Hmm.
saves everyone time and money.
I see your point.
Yeah,
But there are already so many platforms out there.
right.
What makes this one special?
It's about more than just taking your order.
Okay.
It's about real-time tracking
Oh.
and transparency.
Okay.
You can log in, see where your order is,
Hmm.
when it'll ship, get updates if there are any delays.
That would definitely be less stressful.
Yeah,
But how does it handle those complicated prices we talked about?
that's what's really cool.
Okay.
It has clear, upfront prices built right there.
Oh, wow.
You choose your options and the price updates automatically.
So no more hidden fees.
Exactly.
To see the final cost right away.
Right there before you get submit.
That's awesome.
It takes the guesswork out
Yeah.
and lets you budget properly.
Makes sense.
The source says this transparency builds stronger relationships.
I can see that when everyone's on the same page.
Right.
It feels more collaborative. But
Exactly.
what about quality? How do I know I'm not going to get a box of messed up notebooks?
That's where pre-production samples come in.
Oh, okay.
Before the bulk order, you can request a physical sample.
So I can actually see it.
Yep, with your design, paper, everything.
So no surprises.
Exactly.
That's smart.
And it's a chance to collaborate.
Okay.
If the sample isn't right, you give feedback, make adjustments,
Okay.
work together until it's perfect.
It sounds like a real partnership.
It is working together to make great notebooks.
That represent your brand well.
Exactly.
This is all really impressive. But what about shipping? Especially with bulk orders, getting everything on time can be tough.
You're right, logistics are a big deal.
Yeah.
But this system integrates with different shipping providers.
Oh, so it streamlines the whole supply chain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You choose your shipping method, track it, get alerts,
So you're always in the loop.
from design to delivery.
This all sounds great, but how do we know it actually works?
That's where the data comes in.
Okay.
The source has hard numbers.
Okay, like what?
They surveyed businesses using the platform. 92% said it reduced stress and improved their experience.
92%. That's a lot.
It is.
What about the other 8%?
Well, no system is perfect,
True.
but they looked into why those reviews weren't as good.
And what did they find?
Mostly, it was a lack of communication early on.
Between the buyer and supplier?
Yeah, during the design phase.
So even with a good system, clear communication is key.
Absolutely, technology helps.
Yeah.
But you still need to build that relationship,
And talk to each other.
right?
Okay, so we got the ordering, the pricing, the samples. Anything else to make B2B notebook procurement smoother?
One more thing, dedicated customer support.
Oh, okay.
Imagine a team of experts who understand your needs, answer questions quickly, help with problems.
It's like having a partner in the process.
Exactly, it makes a big difference.
Especially for custom orders.
Yeah, or complex projects.
Okay, this has been really helpful.
Glad to hear it.
I'm starting to feel like I could actually handle a B2B notebook order now.
That's great.
But I'm curious, are there any downsides or challenges to this system?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Honestly, even the best systems have limits.
Yeah.
One challenge could be the amount of customization.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
It can be overwhelming if you're not used to it.
If you're utterly faced with all these choices.
Right. Paperweight, binding, finishes.
A lot to think about.
The source says it's important to have clear decision-making processes
Yeah.
before you even start using the platform.
Okay, so you don't waste time figuring things out later.
Exactly. You want the flexibility, but also need to be efficient.
Find that balance.
Right.
That's where the customer support can help
Absolutely.
guide you through the options and stuff.
Yeah. Give expert advice.
This is all making a lot of sense.
Good.
I'm starting to see B2B notebook procurement in a whole new light.
I'm glad.
But before we go too far, let's take a step back.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll look at some specific examples
Sounds good.
from the source and see how this system is impacting businesses in the real world.
Looking forward to it.
Me too.
There are some really cool case studies
Oh, I bet.
that show how valuable this approach can be.
Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and I'm still kind of reeling from that last segment.
Yeah.
I mean, who knew there was so much to unpack with B2B notebook procurement?
It really is a hidden world.
It is. It's a hidden world.
Yeah, all the strategy and logistics behind it.
But it can have such a big impact on a business.
Oh, for sure.
So speaking impact,
Yeah,
you mentioned some data points earlier,
I did.
like that 92% satisfaction rate for businesses using that platform.
Right, that streamlined ordering platform.
Yeah, what other data did they find?
Well, they looked at the impact on lead times.
Oh, right, those unclear deadlines.
Yeah, remember how we talked about the stress of not knowing when things would arrive?
I still have nightmares about that time I ordered custom planners for a conference,
Uh-oh.
and they showed up a week late.
Oh, no.
It's a total scramble.
I can only imagine.
But this source said companies using the platform saw a 30% improvement
Yeah,
in lead time accuracy,
that's right.
which is huge.
Fewer delays, less panic,
That's a game changer.
and a smoother process overall.
30% though, wow.
It's significant.
What's behind that improvement? Is it just the technology?
It's a combination of things.
Okay.
The platform helps by automating a lot of those manual processes.
Oh yeah, those can really slow things down.
Exactly. But the source emphasizes that better communication is key.
Between the buyer and the supplier.
Right. Working together from the start makes a huge difference.
If everyone's on the same page
Mm-hmm.
and you can track progress clearly.
Exactly. It's much easier to stay on schedule.
So it's not just about the tech, it's about how it enables better communication.
Right. The technology facilitates a more collaborative approach.
That makes sense.
And the source highlights how that improved accuracy has a ripple effect.
Okay, how so?
Well, marketing campaigns can launch on time.
Right.
Client gifts arrive when they should.
Yep.
Employees have the materials they need.
When they need them.
It creates a more predictable and reliable supply chain.
That's huge for reducing stress and improving efficiency.
Absolutely.
So I'm seeing why so many businesses are going this route.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
But what about cost savings? Does the source say anything about the financial impact?
They do, and it's pretty interesting.
Okay, lay it on me.
They found that businesses using the platform saved an average of 15%.
Wow, 15%. That's real money.
It is.
Where are those savings coming from?
It's not just about getting a lower price.
Okay.
The platform helps with price transparency, but most of the savings come from reducing errors and waste.
Okay, I'm following you.
So when you have a streamlined process and clear communication, there's less room for mistakes.
Okay.
That means fewer reprints,
Less waste.
and less time spent fixing problems.
It's like working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. You get more bang for your buck.
And those savings add up over time.
Especially for businesses that order a lot of custom stuff.
There's a long-term investment.
The source even says those savings can be reinvested in other areas.
Like what?
Product development, marketing, employee training.
So efficiency drives growth.
It's a virtuous cycle.
This is bigger than just notebooks.
Right.
It's about applying these ideas to all kinds of procurement.
The source argues that this shift in mindset can change a business's culture.
And their bottom line?
Exactly. When procurement is strategic,
Not just tactical.
it opens up new possibilities.
This is all really insightful.
I'm glad you're finding it helpful.
I am, but I'm a visual learner.
Oh, I see.
Do you think we could look at a specific example?
Sure. The source has a case study about a company called Greenleaf Marketing.
Okay.
They were struggling with their notebook procurement.
In what way?
Multiple suppliers, inconsistent pricing, lots of delays.
Sounds familiar.
Right. A recipe for disaster.
So what did they do? Did they give up on notebooks altogether?
No, they implemented the system we've been talking about.
Okay, and?
The results were impressive.
Okay, tell me everything.
They reduced lead times by 25%,
Wow.
decreased procurement costs by 12%,
That's amazing.
and achieved a 100% on-time delivery rate.
That's incredible.
It was a complete turnaround.
But what about the bigger picture? Did it affect other parts of their business?
Absolutely.
How so?
The source says their marketing team had more time for strategic work.
Because they weren't dealing with procurement headaches.
Exactly.
So they could focus on more important things.
Right. They launched campaigns faster,
Mm-hmm.
responded to clients more quickly,
Wow.
and they saw a 10% increase in overall revenue.
So it's not just about saving money on notebooks. It's about the ripple effect.
Exactly. Those improvements in one area can benefit the whole business.
This is making me rethink my own company's procurement processes.
It's definitely worth considering.
I'm seeing the value of streamlining and collaboration.
It can make a huge difference.
I'm excited to dig into this more.
Me too.
And I can't wait to see what other insights we uncover in the next part of our deep dive.
It's going to be good.
I think so too, so stay tuned. And we're back for the final part of our deep dive into B2B notebook procurement.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has, and I'm honestly feeling pretty inspired after those case studies.
Yeah, that Greenleaf marketing one was a great example.
Oh, total. It really showed how powerful these changes can be.
For sure. It's not just about the notebooks themselves.
Right, it's about the bigger picture.
It all ties back to building better relationships with suppliers.
That's a key takeaway for sure. Like the source really emphasizes that this old school transactional approach to procurement just isn't cutting it anymore.
Got to be more collaborative.
Exactly. It's about becoming partners.
Working together toward a common goal.
And when you think about it,
Yeah.
it just makes sense.
It does.
If your supplier actually wants you to succeed, they're going to put in the effort to give you the best stuff.
The best products, the best prices.
It's connected. It's about moving beyond just trying to squeeze every last penny out of the deal.
It's a long-term game.
Exactly. And this source even argues that this kind of partnership can actually lead to more innovation.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because when you have that open communication and that trust,
you can bounce ideas off each other.
you can work together to come up with custom solutions.
Instead of just picking from whatever is already out there.
Like I'm imagining brainstorming sessions
Yeah.
with your supplier where you're like whiteboarding ideas.
That would be fun.
For the perfect notebook.
Yeah.
That not only works great,
Right.
but also totally fits your brand.
And your marketing goals.
Exactly. And that collaboration can go beyond just the product, too.
Oh, for sure.
You can work together on the logistics,
Streamlining things.
figuring out the inventory management.
Even exploring sustainable options.
Suddenly, it's not just procurement anymore.
It's so much more.
It's a strategic partnership.
That can actually make a real difference for your business.
And it goes beyond just the numbers, too.
How so?
When you work with suppliers who have the same values, like ethical sourcing or environmental responsibility, you're making a statement about what your company believes in.
It shows you care.
It shows you care, and that can really resonate with customers and employees.
Definitely. It builds trust.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I think the main takeaway is to really rethink how we approach B2B procurement.
It's not just a chore to get through.
It's an opportunity
to build something better.
to create partnerships that can drive innovation.
Improve efficiency.
And even make your brand stronger.
Exactly. It can be a real win-win.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's about moving beyond those transactions and embracing collaboration.
Turning a potential headache
into a force for positive change.
I love that.
Me too. And remember, it all starts with being curious.
Yeah.
Asking questions.
Challenging those old assumptions.
And being open to new ways of doing business.
Don't be afraid to seek out expert advice.
Absolutely. Because as we've learned today, even in the world of B2B notebook procurement,
there's always room for improvement.
There's always room for innovation.
And positive change.
Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive, and we'll see you next time.